Shohei Ohtani does smile.
Ohtani's Dodgers teammates are hilariously revealing. That fans have never seen before, and it's sending baseball fans across America into a frenzy. Even during the tense sign mix-up with a pitcher in Minnesota, his teammates couldn't resist showing their playful curiosity behind the scenes. Today, we're taking a closer look at the incredible presence Ohtani has as a pitcher. Something only his teammates truly understand. And the hidden side of the Dodgers, the most dominant team in baseball. Let's uncover the surprisingly unexpected side of this superstar.
Thank you for being here. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to subscribe.
Cheerful hitter, killer pitcher. The two sides of Shohei Ohtani.
On paper, there's no team that can beat us. We're one of the best. The Los Angeles Dodgers are charging toward a World Series title in the 2026 season. The leaders of that powerhouse team, Mookie Betts and Max Muncy, had a fascinating conversation on a podcast. Their conversation began with the team's chemistry, which helps them survive the grind of a 162-game season. Betts explained, "This year, we've been making a more conscious effort to spend time together. We changed the way we travel, so now we fly in the night before. We get in around 2 a.m. So instead of going out to dinner, we've been spending more time together at the ballpark. Our bus rides are the best. It's hard to top them." Muncy smiled and agreed. "Yeah, the bus rides are the best. Sometimes they get a little out of hand, but that's what keeps our culture alive." Battle-tested veterans who have seen it all get through both the highs and the lows together. That's the foundation of what makes this Dodgers team so strong. The conversation then shifted to the team's pitching staff, with both players saying they were deeply impressed by the approach that Shohei Ohtani and Yoshinobu Yamamoto take as pitchers. "I've really loved watching Shohei's mindset toward pitching this year. What's it been like for you?" When asked that question, Muncy passionately spoke about Ohtani's extraordinary love for pitching. "It's been really fun to watch. Shohei likes hitting, but he loves pitching. He loves everything about it. Every single day, he's in the bullpen working on his mechanics and getting his throwing in. The amount of work he puts into pitching is just incredible." Muncy laughed and said that if Ohtani devoted the same amount of time to hitting, he'd turn into Ted Williams, batting .400 with 60 home runs. But what amazed and entertained them the most was the unbelievable transformation Ohtani goes through when he steps into the batter's box versus when he takes the mound. "The coolest thing is seeing the difference in his personality," Betts said. Muncy nodded in complete agreement. "When he's hitting, he's just a regular guy. Anybody can walk up and talk to him. He's joking around, just totally carefree. But when he's pitching, he's a completely different person. He's a killer." When Ohtani steps onto the mound, he gives off an incredible presence and intensity. That is impossible to imagine from the friendly, easygoing person fans see in the batter's box. Betts explained, "Yeah, it's like, don't talk to him, don't distract him, don't throw him off his rhythm. He doesn't like people messing around him. But if you and I went out to the mound and said something to him, he'd probably start laughing. You know what I mean?" Shohei does smile. As a hitter, Ohtani can joke around and enjoy himself with his teammates. But once he steps onto the mound, he becomes a lone killer who refuses to compromise on anything. This ultimate duality is the biggest secret behind Shohei Ohtani, the two-way genius, and the very thing that continues to attract his teammates.
The Minnesota incident.
Ohtani's killer instinct as a pitcher was on full display during the Twins game in Minnesota on June 24th. That day, Ohtani took the mound for the first time since becoming a father of two, and he delivered a dominant start, firing one blazing fastball after another at over 100 miles per hour right from the opening inning. But with a one-run lead in the bottom of the second inning, he suddenly found himself in trouble. After giving up back-to-back hits and loading the bases with one out, Ohtani faced the number 9 hitter and unleashed a powerful fastball at 101.7 miles per hour, tying his career-high velocity. However, this was the moment when a sign mix-up occurred between the pitcher and catcher. The 101.7 miles per hour fastball had some run and sailed toward the third base side. The young catcher, Dalton Rushing, who had started working with Ohtani this year, was unable to handle it, resulting in a costly passed ball. The tying run scored, and shortly afterward, the Twins took the lead with an RBI hit. Immediately after the play, cameras captured a rare moment. Standing at the center of the mound meeting, Ohtani showed an unusually serious expression and appeared to speak firmly to Rushing behind the plate. Some media outlets reported that Ohtani was furious with the young catcher and that there was a tense atmosphere between them, but his teammates saw the situation completely differently. They didn't view the exchange between Ohtani and Rushing as a conflict or a sign of a rift. Instead, they saw it as a heartwarming rite of passage that would help the team grow. The incident in Minnesota also came up during Betts and Muncy's podcast conversation. Betts looked back on what happened at the time with a laugh. The Rushing and Shohei incident in Minnesota, everybody was watching that. I think that was a really big moment for Rushing, when they went over there to talk. You and I went over there to watch too, right? "We were just being nosy," Betts said, and Muncy burst out laughing as he agreed. "Yeah, I was just being a spectator. I was just watching to see how it would play out and what was going to be said." These battle-tested veterans watched from a slight distance, amused by the moment when a young player and the team's ace challenged each other, wondering what was going to happen next. Betts emphasized that this was an extremely important growth opportunity for Rushing as a catcher. "You don't want things like that to happen between teammates, but I think it was a good growth opportunity for both of them, because Shohei can't always throw to Smith. For Rushing, it was one of those moments where he learned that sometimes Shohei is going to want to throw a pitch that might not be the best pitch. Even if the data suggests that another pitch would be the best option, when a pitcher has complete confidence and truly wants to throw a certain pitch, the catcher needs to respect that and call for it." Betts explained that this is the ultimate skill required of catchers, who work with dominant aces like Shohei Ohtani and Yoshinobu Yamamoto. I think Rushing was learning exactly that at that moment. Things move so quickly during a game, and something like that happened in the middle of it. It's all about experience. The longer you are in those situations, the more you learn how to handle them. Through Rushing's efforts behind the plate, Betts and Muncy said they were once again reminded of just how great their everyday catcher, Will Smith, truly is. Right now, Smith is on the injured list, and rookie Dalton Rushing has been working hard to fill the huge void he left behind. Muncy reflected, "I think it's been tough for Rushing not having Smith there. Maybe we took for granted how much Smith was carrying for us, especially on the pitching side. Now seeing Rushing go through it and seeing how difficult it is for him, he's doing the best he can. He needs experience, and this is part of his experience. It takes time." Smith, who also plays a key role in the middle of the Dodgers lineup, carries an enormous workload. His teammates are only now realizing just how much he was handling after his absence. Betts strongly agreed and shared his appreciation for Smith. With Smith being out, when you realize how much he was doing, not only with his bat, but also for our pitching staff, you think, wow, Will Smith really does so much for us. I truly appreciate everything he does. And now rushing is trying to take on that role, but especially as a rookie, it's a really difficult thing to do. First of all, I want to say this. Rushing is doing an incredible job. The veterans highly praise the young catcher Rushing for his willingness to learn, while working with some of the best pitchers in the world, including Shohei Ohtani and Yoshinobu Yamamoto. Muncy pointed out that Smith himself once had to learn the same way, gaining valuable experience from a legendary pitcher, Clayton Kershaw. Will was in the same position at that stage. Will had to learn too. He had to learn while working with Kershaw. That had to be really difficult. Probably a little intimidating too. I think that's one of the biggest things Will learned from Kershaw. Because what does Kershaw throw? He throws a fastball and a slider, and he throws them inside to right-handed hitters. Even if the data suggests that an outside changeup is the best option, if Kershaw wants to throw an inside slider, Smith trusts him completely and calls for that pitch. Smith learned firsthand from the legendary left-hander that sometimes you have to step away from the script and trust a pitcher's instincts. And now, Rushing is also learning that same art in real time, experiencing it firsthand from a modern-day legend, Shohei Ohtani. A young player who continues to grow by challenging legends without fear of failure. And the veterans who watch over him warmly, sometimes like curious spectators. This conversation revealed the true reason why the Dodgers organization is so incredibly strong. The answer was all there. The two sides of Shohei Ohtani, a cheerful, approachable teammate who jokes around at the plate, yet transforms into a killer no one dares to talk to once he steps onto the mound. And the hilarious conversation between Betts and Muncy, who watched the sign mix-up incident in Minnesota like curious spectators. This story revealed the incredible depth of the bond within the Dodgers, the strongest team in baseball. What do you think about Ohtani's ability to completely switch between his hitter mode and pitcher mode?
Thanks for watching all the way through. What did you think? Feel free to share your thoughts in the comments. We'd love to hear from you. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and join us as we continue to follow Shohei Ohtani's incredible journey. See you in the next one.